Okay, here we go. Sorry, we are a little bit late, but hopefully everything is working. Welcome to Lunch with Linda. I'm Linda Daniels, and you are now inside Northampton Wools. You can watch us live right now on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can also watch us later because we put all of our posts or all of our little shopcasts up on YouTube later on for everybody to see. So if you are joining us today, please say hi so that I know you are here. I hope you all have a chance to take a look. Almost every week now, I start out thinking I don't have a lot to talk about, and then before you know it, I am swamped with stuff to talk about. So thanks for joining us, and hello to some of you new people. Hi Eileen, Shelley, Lori. We love to hear that all of you are there. Whether you post a hello or when you come in, tell me. We've had some funny comments of people walking through the door saying, wow, I feel like I know you because they watch us. I have on the Bon Mohair shawl. I am kind of past the stage where I'm hot all the time.
No.
And enjoying watching Kate get hot all the time. Not because she's there yet, but because she is just running a little hotter than I am. And so when we have that air conditioner blasting, I'm walking around saying, turn it off. It's freezing cold.
I turned it down.
You did turn it down. But I have it on for two reasons. So this is a very long, rectangular, soft, but lightweight shawl. Very easy to do in stocking net stitch. And I have it on because we got a new restock of all of the Bon Mohair colors. Look at this gorgeous basket. Is this something else or what? And not that this shawl is such a small project. It's a very easy project. It does take 6 skeins, 2 of each color, and you knit with a double strand. So you start with 2 strands of color A, then you break one off and you knit with color A and B, then you break one off and you knit with 2B, then you break one off and knit with B and C, and then you break one off and you knit with 2C. So it's a process, but because we got the order in, I wanted to remind you of it. I have shown it to you before, and it's just the perfect lightweight but warm piece for fall.
Looks nice.
As we come to those cooler nights, it does. You know, the sun is nice and hot, and then the sun goes down, and all of a sudden there's that tiny little chill in the air. So not only did I want to show you the shawl, we also knit a hat using a strand of the mohair and a strand of the brillino. That's this sparkly stuff, because more and more we're seeing that sparkles are showing up all over the place. And I can remember one, Celine Dion's dress at the opening ceremonies was sparkle all over the place, and there was something else that I now can't remember because the idea just popped. Oh yeah, that was it. Thank you, Kate. Yeah. It was the sparkles on the gymnasts' uniforms. I mean, you practically needed sunglasses to watch them. So it is something that I've seen coming. There's going to be sparkles all over the place. Hey everybody. So be prepared. We have a few sparkly yarns coming in, and we want you to be able to be on trend. Hey, Bonnie, I just want to give a little shout out to Bonnie. I've been watching Bob's posts. Her pool is overflowing. They are down there in the center of that storm Debbie, and the amount of rain they've gotten has already overflowed their pools. So Bonnie, stay inside, please. Stay safe, and don't get caught up in that flood. Yeah, Bonnie is our sparkle person. Even if it's not yarn, it's beads. So this hat is done with a strand of the mohair and a strand of the sparkle yarn, and Bonnie actually designed it last year or 2 years ago for us with a different yarn, but I re-knit it out of the sparkle. Is that showing up, or am I off camera?
I'm on a delay over here.
Okay, so it's a cute, simple little hat. So I have declared August and September, oh good, as small project month. So Bonnie's out there making sourdough bread. I bet that sucks up a lot of rain. So this is a great little hat. I also crocheted it. So you can get both the knit or the crochet pattern. I did a crochet hat with the same idea, mohair and sparkle, to make a simple little hat. Stocking net stitch, but it looks great and it's nice and warm. So we have plenty of colors now for you to choose from darks to light. And like this dark sparkle will really jazz up the light colors in the mohair, or look fantastic. There is a black and a dark blue. It'll look great with either one of those colors. So even though we only have the 3 colors of the Brilliano, I need to learn how to say it.
It's fine.
Brillino, something like that. It will go, one of these will go with every color of mohair that we have. So the yarn is beginning to, I don't even want to say trickle in, because we are going to be inundated with new yarns for the rest of this month. Any minute now, UPS is probably going to be delivering the order from Plymouth that will get us going with both the Hardy Homestead and the Galway. So we're watching for that. In addition to the mohair from Earth Yarns, we got a full restock of the worsted weight unique. So we're overflowing with that stuff. I didn't even bring it over here to show you, but we've got that in. The other thing that I wanted to show you for small project month, we have a yarn called Sophio Cashmere. Hey, Sue. And I did 2 cowls, one crocheted and one knit, in 2 colors of that cashmere. It is a real poof yarn that is super, super soft. And so this year I designed a pair of mitts using 2 skeins of the cashmere to go with those cowls. And here they are. Simple rib and cable. It uses just the 2 skeins. Kate's over there. You can just tip the basket, bring the basket over. We have plenty of this, and they're just short little mitts, but boy, are they warm and soft. I wrote this for size 9, double pointed needles. Perfect. Perfect, Kate. Perfect placement too. So size 9 double pointed needles. They're only 7 inches long. I wrote it in 3 sizes. This is the smallest size. So you could actually make them for a man. And when I was looking at them this morning, I was like, I should really make a pair of these for my husband, who is always asking me for some kind of mitt. He doesn't want to wear a mitten, but he will wear mitts like this for when he walks the dog. So we've got that pattern, and we're going to have those on display with the assortment of colors of Sophio Cashmere. You'll notice that the colors are all very soft. There are dark, like the black and the dark gray, but they are great peach colors, and this kind of like non-color that's supposed to be lavender.
It's like a purpley.
It has a hint of purple in it, but it's one of those colors that you just can't name, but will go with everything. A dark brown and a taupe or beige, and that pumpkin.
This would look like a luxurious.
Really, it'll look like mink.
Yeah.
It'll look like a fur.
Yeah.
It's not fuzzy, but it has that quality to it. Really, really rich.
Oh, I'm excited. I have some of this in my stash. I think I'm gonna make them.
Yes, go make them, Kate. So that's one of the other small projects that I hope you all jump on the bandwagon. I've sort of set a little test for myself to see how many small projects I can do in the month of August, which means I'm going to go back and add everything I did this weekend. I took Saturday off so that I could prepare and really get done what I needed to get done for the shop hop, which starts tomorrow. And I got swept up into this storm of small projects. So the thing I'm going to show you next is for the shop hop only. The pattern is only available to the people that are doing the shop hop until the shop hop is over. Once they have had first dibs on all of it, then it will be available to everybody else out there in the public. And I couldn't stop, so I ended up making 3 of them. This is the souffle, and this is a bulky weight yarn from Plymouth Yarn, also one of those poof yarns that's soft and light, but because it's almost all wool, it's very, very warm. I did this on a size 13 needle, and literally I made 3 of them because I couldn't stop. It started with this one because I had this color left over from the sweater that I did for them out of it, which is right there.
Nice.
Big souffle cable sweater. So I designed this hat for the shop hop, and then I had a skein of the blue and a skein of the beige, and there are other colors as well, and just thought, wouldn't it be fun to be able to show people all of the different colors? And of course, when you are a designer and you end up with leftover bits of yarn, you just keep going. So in addition to the hat pattern, I wrote a little cowl pattern that used up the bits and pieces that I had done. And I just went crazy. So for the shop hop, you have both this and the hat pattern on one piece of paper. And like I said, after the shop hop, you will be able to get, if you're not participating in the shop hop, the pattern will be here available to the rest of you. I also, because we don't want to leave our crocheters out, did a simple crochet hat with a little stripe in it, and this pattern will be for the crocheters in the shop hop. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how all of them turned out. I hope you guys like them, like the quickness of it. And if you've got Christmas gifts that you're starting to think about or worry about, this is the perfect month. This month and September, the perfect month for small project knitting. It is still hot. We're gonna have those hot and humid days, but cool enough at night. And like I said, if you're in air conditioning anyway, or in front of a fan, you can knock one of these out in a day or 2. I get that I am a obsessive knitter and fast and keep on going, but none of these things should take you or will take you much more than a weekend's worth of knitting. I had somebody in the store who was just visiting, and I had to keep my mouth like this because she kept talking to the person that she was with, telling them what kinds of things she knit. But what came out of her mouth was, I just can't even bear the thought of touching this stuff when it's this hot. And I was like, man, what are you doing, living outside? Because I don't have air conditioning at home and I can still knit. Yeah, I don't want a big blanket in my lap, but certainly a hat is doable, and make great gifts. Or maybe you want to knit hats for charity and be able to donate them, because there are certainly plenty of places that will be looking for that kind of thing this month as well. So once the patterns are available to all of you, you don't have to use the souffle yarn. You can use something out of your stash that's a super bulky, or even double up some worsted weight scraps that you might have. But that's one idea. Okay. along with those small projects, keeping with that small project idea in mind, Stephen West came out with a Dustland pattern this week that my eyes popped out of my head. And I went home and started it. So his Dustland skinny scarf right here is adorable, even on him. It sent shivers down my spine. And this is not the only Dustland pattern he has. He has the Dustland sweater, which we have done as a model in the store.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can get it
Pink and the
from where we are. Can't even really, you can't really, no, you can't see it. There's too much in front of it.
That's right.
But we have the Dustland sweater done. And I was looking at the pattern, and I just want to get my notebook so I can tell you. The Dustland is so much fun to do, no matter what pattern you do it in, because it is simple stitch patterns, just knits and purls in small row repeats. So maybe you do 10 rows of that stitch pattern, and then you do 4 rows of garter stitch, and then you do 10 rows of the next pattern, and then you do garter stitch. He has, in addition to the sweater and this scarf, which I'm going to show you in a second, he has a shawl, he has a hat, he has a cowl, he's done it in a blanket, a triangular shawl, he's done leg warmers, and this is the killer. He's done a dog sweater.
Yes.
You can Dustland from head to toe and your dog and go out on the town and impress everybody. The Dustland skinny scarf pattern is written for a DK weight yarn, and he also talks about using Bob. Back to Bob. He also uses a strand of lace weight mohair with it. So the mohair, when you add mohair to any smooth yarn, it ends up creating a little bit of a halo and maybe makes it a little bit softer. But I didn't want that. I love the way these stitch patterns look. Look at that bounce in there. And that's not even the right side. Here's the right side of this piece. That I think just with a DK, and that's what I'm using, a DK merino wool, the stitch patterns show up like mad. I hope you can see them. We hung the we hung up the giant granny square that we have in the window, so it's cutting down on some of our light in here today. And Eileen's done the shawl and the cardigan. Oh yeah, he's also a cardigan. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm gonna kill you with this, but I knit halfway through it. I'm just about to hit the actual halfway mark. Don't tell them. Okay. In 3 hours last night. It's so fast.
Are you
and
on the
so
knitting Olympics?
Fun. I am on the knitting Olympics. I really am. I tell you. I mean, and I'll tell you one other little secret. It was my 51st wedding anniversary yesterday, and we even went out to dinner, and I still managed to get this much done. So much for 51 years. Bliss. Okay. I also want to give you a little tip. So when I have a small project like this, that's back and forth, this is straight, you know, you do a right side row and a wrong side row. I always use double pointed needles because then I don't have any needle length to hit the chair or get in my way. And I also don't have to worry about pushing those stitches back up onto the metal part, because isn't that always the slowest part? Even with the oingy boingies to help you move those stitches up, it's taking those stitches back up onto the needle and then sliding them off. And when you just have a few stitches like this, I think right now I'm at 34 stitches. It doesn't get any bigger than this. It might go closer to 40, but that's it. It doesn't get any bigger than that. I just find that using a double pointed needle, it makes it a whole lot quicker and easier. I mean, flipping these back and forth is no problem. Yeah. Up until now, I haven't had to worry about stoppers. It has now reached the point where with a slight movement, I could easily throw all of these stitches right off the needle. So what I will do is either in the past I've done rubber bands, but now with all of the wonderful Fox and Pine stitch stoppers, I just stick a stitch stopper on the end of each of the needles and I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about the stitches falling off the needle. I could also use the Oingy Boingy as a stitch stopper at the end of each needle too, but try that, especially if you may not be a double pointed needle fan, but all of us, come on, all of us have a set of double pointeds flying around somewhere. Dig them out. This is a size 6 needle and I will continue to do the whole thing on this. I can guarantee that by next Monday I'll be showing you the completed Dustland. So Stephen West, love him or think he's cuckoo, he is one of the most precise pattern writers out there. The pattern is complete and, like I said, precise. He writes them out row by row, so the hardest part is actually keeping track of which row you're on, just because it's over so fast. And so even I found a way to have this up on my pattern holder with magnets, and I was able to quickly move the magnets down. But I've been through these 2 pages and there isn't a single mistake. If you come across a mistake, it's probably your fault, not his. You didn't increase or you increased too much, because I have so much respect for this man. Just in his pattern writing capabilities. I don't know, he must have some kind of recording device that he can record what he does while he does it. Yeah. That makes the pattern writing so much simpler for him. All right, Eileen. Yes, Eileen, in the lamb and goat, it will be beautiful. So I said I was doing it in a DK, and of course I had a little frantic run around my house to find the perfect DK, and I happened upon a little stash of the yarn that my daughter Adrian has dyed. So this is the color that I am using, her Twisted Misfit fibers. There's 227 yards, and I think he says it takes 226 yards. Let me get 225. So there's plenty of yardage in each of these skeins. I found 3 skeins of the gray that she dyed for us. There's little hints of pink or purple in there, so you'll get a little bit of that hand-dyed look. There's 2 of the gray, and of course I didn't find these because these were in the store. Green. Did I say gray? Yeah. Sorry, green. 2 skeins of the green, and I didn't find this stuff until I came in today because they were here, but fortunately I had that gray at home. And that has little shots of almost yellow in it. And then one of the purple, which I think is really, really beautiful. These are not on the website, by the way. They're only in store. So if you want to try it, give me a shout right now and we'll put it aside for you. Otherwise you have to come in. And this is her pink and purple right here. There's only one of these left. And even though this has a little multicolor, the stitch patterns will show up in this. And this is also one of those things where you need to do some. You need to get a few inches done of the pattern before you actually begin to see the stitch patterns, because they do bounce off of each other. And then the last one, we have 3 skeins of this glorious watermelon pink. Man, Barbie. I might have to own one of these too. But if you want to do the same thing that I'm doing,
if you're a summer, this will look really good on you.
Summer would look great. Yeah, really great on you. So that's another small project. And because the Sophie scarf has been so popular, I also thought this Stephen West skinny scarf would be a wonderful small project to do. And I think it's going to look fantastic. I'm really happy, really, really happy with the way that it looks, and just for something different. And you know, sometimes garter stitch, it's not, this is what I found too, is even, like I said, each stitch pattern is only 10 rows. it's easier to keep track of that than it is to keep track of 10 rows of garter stitch.
It's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're knitting every row. You can't get easier than that. But it's one of those things where you think, oh, I should be able to count. But then you're lost.
I just started one this weekend.
Did you?
And I'm doing the counter and the marker because I know I'm watching the Olympics. I'm like, wait, did I do 1 or 2 rows?
You need that counter.
Or did I do 4?
Exactly. and even in the Dustland, the other brilliant thing that he does in the pattern is he writes them out in pairs. And there's a little space between the next pair. So you might be doing 10 rows, but row 1 and 2 are together, space, row 3 and 4, space, row 5 and 6. So you know you're doing a right side and a wrong side pair. It's a little bit easier to keep track of that way. So way to go, Stephen.
Yeah.
Love it. Just a quick side note, we actually have a customer named Alex, who is a dance instructor at Smith, who spends the summer with Stephen West out there in Holland. And we can't wait for him to come back with his stories of his summer experience. And the colors are always fabulous. Okay, and that's not all. We have, okay, before I tell you, I need to share a little story with you because we're talking about hats and small projects. I had a customer who was knitting an ear flap hat, and she knit the ear flaps separately from the hat. She had all 3 pieces done and had them on her kitchen table and was going to sew them together the next day. And when she came downstairs the next day to do that, there was only 1 ear flap on the table. She's, what the heck? And as she moved around the kitchen getting ready for breakfast, she found that ear flap on its way into the stove top vent, sticking out partially. And she was like, what the heck? So my mind immediately went to nighttime visitors of the ethereal type. She, however, said that they thought it was mice, that there were signs of mice trying to make a comfy, cozy little home, and they could not get that ear flap into the entire vent. They wanted it so bad. I was like, whoa, okay. It's bad enough when you have pets like a cat or a dog that want to play with your yarn and your notions and your stuff, but now you have to deal with stealthy, middle of the night, give me that wool mice.
Like, ooh, a mattress.
Exactly. That's what they were looking for, a nice cozy mattress.
So funny.
We had a visit this week from Lisa Fortin, who is the creator of Bloom Woolen Yarns. And she started this business a few years ago. She now lives in Ashfield, and she has a little farm of sheep, and she began to create and make her own line of wool in different weights. And the real wonderful thing is that she plant dyes all of her yarn. So she sends the fleece out to a mill. There are several mills in the area that she works with. They turn it all into yarn, the different blends and the different weights that she wants, get it all back home, and then she spends the summer especially plant dyeing all of her fabulous yarn. And it's been a little while since we've had the meadow in from her, but she did a whole bunch of it for us and brought it in to me on Wednesday. This is a kit that we did together in a collaboration. I designed the 2 meadow hats that you get the pattern for when you buy the 3 skein kit. And with these 3 skeins, you are able to make both hats. The one in the background doesn't show up so well in that picture, but it's a little bit better in, wait a minute, let me find it. Where the heck is it? There it is, in that picture. So they're both a little ferile, and they're both really fun to knit. The pattern is sized for children, men, and women. And you will be able to make 2 hats out of these 3 skein kits. So I just want to show you a few of the kits because I cannot get over how great she did. This is peach and this kind of orange. You know, this is my favorite with the gray. And this color she uses in Morning Glory. And this is a lighter, very, very pastel, similar color so that the 3 will show up in that Fair Isle design. And guess whose favorite this is?
So pretty. Don't worry about it.
Look at that.
Yeah, I love those colors.
It's gorgeous. I mean, I'm even in love with this. Not that I'm not often in love with all of her yarn, but boy, I want to knit with this color.
Yeah.
This is,
That
I think this is, the green just screams,
It's like
knit
deep
me.
and bright and oof.
And this isn't all the colors. I just grabbed some to show, but we have an entire, can you lift the basket up? Because all I'm doing is showing my boobs.
Okay. Here. Wait, I'm on this side.
There we go. We have a whole basket of these kits.
Ooh, look at this emerald.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of colors to choose from. The pattern comes with the kit. In addition, she also was able to dye a whole bunch of just single skeins. So we have an entire section of just the single skeins. So if you don't see a combination that you like, you can put something together. But this is also, this is a non-superwash wool. It's 100% fine, but not merino. It could be a real mix of several different kinds of sheep wool, but it's spun really, really smooth. It's a crunchy, but still silky, smooth yarn. This will make really great mittens, really warm boot socks. So in the singles, you don't have to make the 2 hats. In the single skeins, you can get what you need to make something special. And mittens go along with that small project month. This is like
dyed on gray.
Yeah, it's like a blue dyed on gray.
It's really nice. It reminds me of the owl from Quince.
It does. It's kind of has, it's not really heathered, but it kind of has that heathered look to it. So there's some really interesting, great colors. We love Lisa and everything that she's doing. And if you follow her or saw our story, she also had a lot of the trash wool, because there is trash from her collection. And by the trash, I mean yarn that's too coarse for her to really turn into yarn. She had that made into pellets from the Western Mass Fiber Shed. So don't forget, if you can, to look up the Western Mass Fiber Shed GoFundMe and contribute to their cost for that pellet making machine. Lisa put that up after I saw her, and she didn't mention it when she was here. So I've got a message out to her asking her if we can have some of the pellets here to sell as well. The pellets are wool, biodegradable, and they act as fertilizer for the garden. And
water retention.
it helps with water retention. Thanks for reminding me of that, Kate, too. It will absorb the moisture deep down in the garden, and so those plant roots have even more accessibility to that kind of stuff. So boy, there's some exciting things happening all over the place. Okay, one more thing. Okay, maybe not one more thing, a couple more things. Shop Hop starts tomorrow. We are going to be open from tomorrow, the 6th, through the 17th. We're going to be open every day. That means I'll be here tomorrow in case there are shop hoppers, but if you're out shopping, come on in. If you go to the farmer's market, stop by. So we'll be open on Tuesday, this Tuesday and next Tuesday, and we will be open this Sunday, this mid-Sunday, from 12 to 5 for Shop Hop for that. can you do me a favor, Kate? And would you please check my email on the computer, the Gmail? Rachel just sent me an email and it has something to do with the Shop Up, and I want to know what it is. Eileen, I am getting so much spam phone calls, it's not funny. So I want to open the box here in front of all of you. I know what's in it. Eileen knows what's in it. And I want you guys to see what's in it so that you can get as excited as I am. We placed an order with Universal Yarn. The yarn is not here, but I had Eileen knit the sample. And I can find my way in here. Here we go. Look at this sweater. Oh, Eileen, it feels like heaven. What a great sweater. This is going to be a new yarn that, like I said, we'll be getting from Universal. I can't even remember what the content is, but the sweater's going to be here and you'll be able to see it. Really, really nice. I don't know everything is right.
We'll figure it out. So the email was just about Simsbury Yarns opening a little earlier.
In the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
But you see a present in there too.
Present?
Yeah. Here are the two things that we had Eileen make. This is a new pattern, Kate. You need to try this one on. So this is from a new pattern from Earth Yarn.
It matches my whole outfit.
And it uses, I just want to make sure I get it on right.
Ooh.
It uses a strand of the mohair and a strand of the 16, which is one of their finger. I hope that doesn't discourage anybody. But I can't tell if it's my hair or the mohair. I know, Eileen, I know. Oh my God, Kate, that looks great on you.
It collapses. Really
Yes.
Nice.
I love it.
I love how it's light because I don't like how it was to pull my neck forward.
So I forgot that to get the pattern, but we will have the pattern here for you. So like I said, a strand of the mohair. It is an earth pattern. Strand of the mohair and a strand of fingering weight yarn, and this is that delicious green color. So beautiful. Okay, one more thing. What else did you do? Oh my God!
Another cup.
Woohoo! All right, Eileen.
Aw, you've got a good friend.
Yeah. I thank you, Eileen.
Wow, somebody's watching from South Carolina.
Welcome, South Carolina.
Was that for your birthday?
It's for my birthday. It is.
Are we not talking about you?
Well, I wasn't gonna, but it's also my birthday this week. Thank you. Okay, that is everything that I wanted to cover, and holy cow, I did. And I hope, I mean, if you're not shop hopping, okay, we will love you anyway. And the only thing you can't have are the souffle hat patterns. In the meantime, I don't know if I ever finish this, but I'm gonna keep track of how many small projects I actually get done, in addition to all the big projects that I'm also like mad doing as well. So Plymouth yarn order on its way. So much to do to get ready for tomorrow. In the meantime, you guys, pick your small project and go knit something. Bye.